On August 26, Namibia will be commemorating its heroes and heroines. A day in which the whole nation will come together to remember those that have contributed both to the independence of the country and as well as those that contribute to society at large in many different ways. In this documentary, we zoom in on the heroes and heroines of the Oshikoto region to listen and explore their journey through their untold stories, aiming to honor the past while celebrating the present. These are the echoes of freedom from Oshikoto region. Emmanuel Job, combat name Oshikuti Shimwe, which translates one bullet, was a plant fighter, part of the Namibian guerrilla warfare in Angola since 1975. He was dispatched at the Northern Front, led by Amtenya Tuhadeleni Zulu Nandenga. Emmanuel Job served as a chief artillerist during the Namibian Northern Border War. He was also a platoon and battery commander at the Northern Eastern Front.
Ya o 75 njono ngane ke khuliro yoko ngane pakazata ya ko Tanzania ko Kongwa. Ya tu natango tukatsukire madeuro. Unone ko Tanzania ndaka karane ndiro ngakwe e field adiri mbali ko infantry no atirali. Ya moku mana no training njono ndwete omo chajopa ko 75 atuzi ko 76 nemono ya inatuya zako etukirira ko Zambia shoka Zambia ethimbondo kwalinga kwa vakwapiagana ethimbone no rulebe rwa Shipanga ya ngeno shaira kuchotazi kwa hike tukirira ko Angola tuyamo Rwanda ni shitu ya motada omburopo ike dazimono kuli ya mafilita kamwene nokuli no midimbo mwaike dirime street atuyamo wambu shitu wamo wambu na motwakara mongo kashona tatsakani na mono nsamane dimamambo shashidimamambo na emo Angola ethimbondi tuliko kasapa ina omweri mo Angola ya kwikiane hunoko shokwakaromberane kucha okuna akwaita amwetazirire ko Zambia.
Job was encouraged to join the liberation movement in 1974 at the age of 20, after it has been made clear to him that our country was not in good state. There was no education, no freedom, and as a youth, he also realized that during this time, teachers from his former school have been going through abuse by the old South African regime.
Shaira kucha gamweno ndavale wapo nkunda withano hako inyanga. Ya shine twakaramono paka mona unineshi paka didirika kucho shirongo shetu nani washulika kashirina na mo makega Namibia wene. Shino tweshidimbururane ku skorane shitadi unende tulipo skora hono ashulika arongi yetu hakwatwapo takwatwapo kontondi South Africa yatike afara ko dorongo yashitwetane mano kucha wapa pitingwe thimbolimwe no yake tunti no mane tunti yone shetupe kucha ai poene openangwe puko pokunda ne mono ndavalelwa nandi chaike upakara hapi ya msamane umwe eria sira tuhaderini anyo samane ngono shaira kucho tatekuru ya toka monane kucho hea mongo orunji hea mongo ethimbo usiku ya ndaka monane kucha ngere no kwa pamba nje ndaka karangane handi ninge kwatathano nae yo ene akapanje ehokololo alishe kutya oshilongo shetu shili monkalo yili ngiini. Nokuza mpono shayela kutya yoko twamono kutya okukalela oshilongo okutya ngaa kamuna elongo lasha. Omuntu tweende naana wamanguluka, kehe pamwe toyi oto pulwa ngoo passport. Kutya oho longele iilumbu yili ngaashi nande omEshakati mono nena oshayela kutya owuna okukala ngaa wuna okambapila shaashi oondolopa odha topolwa miitopolwa. Muna mbi huno okuna iilumbu okuna hu kuna aaluudhe. Monkalamwenyo yili ngaho otwekeya esiku limwe lyapita ashike tuwete ashike ngoo omadhagadhaga ashike taga inyenge. Go ogendji otaga zi ngaa kombinga ndji yOndangwa guuka muuninginino. Nokonima yasho otwekuuva kutya konima hono okwaadhika kuna iikulo yathuwapo. Sho oondhila tadhi yi ngeyi oshayela kutya oyo taya ka kongwa, okwalala kuna omalugodhi. Omahokololo ngono shi tweguuvu otwaka tsakanena ngaa nayamwe mba yalipo taye tupe ngoo omahokololo. Nanditye ngaashi ashike omusamane Nankhudu otwa tsakanena ngaa naye olundji, ashike ngaye ethimbo ndono omushona ngaa. Shi twamono kutya aasamane mbono nani otaya kongwa, otwaka mona kutya nande ngeno wukuthe noonkatu anuwa oto tidha ngaashi kwali hatu ningi peesikola hatu kupula nande aatiligane aakwaita shi tayeyapo hatuya dhenge nomamanya, otwamona kutya kashina shi tashi tu watele. Yo ondjokonona natango tayiya kutya okuna Namibia yamwe yakwatwa ngaashi ootatekulu Herman Toivo naambono yamwe yaadhika noComrade Nankhudu, otwaka mona kutya oyendji oya kwatwa yo oyaya koRobben Island. Ondiwete kutya oshinima shino shonkulumbashi shi yeya ngaho ondaka mona kutya itashi ketupa ompito ombwanawa, oshoka nande wuka kale wuli mosikola oya kondekwa kaakwaita, opo twaka dhiladhila okuthigapo oshilongo. Okuthigapo oshilongo shayela kutya amono ondeshi thigapo ngaa 74. Ethimbo ndono mo Angola mwali ngaa muna iita. Iita yilipo ngeyi kutya iita tayiya pehulilo, oshoka ethimbo ndono omuputu moPortugal omwaningwa ngoo epangelo ndi lyaliko tali umbwako, takuyi limwe ndono laka gandja ngoo ompito koongundu dha Angola adhihe dhikale dhaya kumwe dho dhitungepo epangelo lyoshilongo shawo. Nokuza mpono oshayela kutya shi twayimo ngiya otwaadhamo aantu yomaludhi ogendji. Tango shi ndapitila ngaa poshivelo mono ngoo poshikango. Kuyamwe ombinga ndjino yali yakwatwako kuuyuni itoya aliko owundji. Ndee shi mutu twakaya meewambo mwiya MPA nayo ohayi monikamo ngaa . Naashi twakala tuli momalweendo mono oho ningi ngele owalondo nande eshina, shi walondela mowambo eshina, toyi kuulongo wumwe wuli muushilo mono hawu ithanwa kutya Selopapindu noSilverbold, hwiya otwaadhako omufenela. Sho ashike tweenda ngaho sigo mutu atukathika kokalongo kamwe hakutiwa Oluso. MoLuso mono omo twaka tsakanena naakwaita yoSwapo, ngaashi okomanda yetu ngaashi ngaa yimwe mwatala yili pethano mpono, Vilpat Tashiya Nakada. Otwaadha atumwa mo Angola kutya inashi pumbwa aantu yakale taya zi moNamibia taya piti mo Angola taya yi koZambia oko ngeno yaka trainingwe. Okwa pewa oshinakugwanithwa shono yeye mo Angola traininga anu chatwa traininga ngeno satugarukire koshilongo.
Emmanuel Job also recounts one of the many battles he fought during the liberation struggle, and it was not an easy one.
Wethimbondo muna iko origina ne MICT. Yali ne mewili koro ranakusa komanda Matias Andakoro Burunganga. Ya mwenye wena uvurugwe ngano mbili. Ya yatamika tango furandanjo. Yo nemwa kazane furanda dirimbali. Imwene yo daisano northern furanda. Yakara ne mewili koro nayo nakusane airwa antenya wanandenga zuru kumanga ne njio kuningini no yokombinga kombaja kwini hatu ithano Vietnam one akayamo mewili kora era komanda Vilpalt tashiana kata ena endete kucha o twenfika pongane mostra koroiringa ya oshaira kucha o marugodo shonega karagiringao ya kuzane mono nandi tose mwaike omarugodo nganga tuete kucha o gafanga gapombiwani monjokono na shwana nandeke herugodo rapombiwa ya o tandi dumburu korugo diromo limwera limora achiri ya achiri mbono oyeto adhane po kamba ithama onarumono ya monarumono ne mono shara kucha ya mene kira morero ngura narumono ne irenge kilomita do mumbo dinyinga kuzakengapa ya rugo dindono ngiro atamekira ikongura ndororo achiri gathi bondono nanga ndiri neko atirari ya o morugo dinon mono ruan mutu ye wiribiri yero atame kongura mutu siko konguro ya morugo diri uliringao twakwata mo material genyi kontondi shashie mwene okambine kwale haramo kamba ashikina nayamu ya kwaka pension isakolera ya nokuzane mhono nayo kwaka nyingba kukusapo midimba de dimwe apoike difika mo shasha yakarata kuswa apoike no madagadaga o arueto haiya iketa inambere cho besa diade besa ontondi mwene ope ndifitinga lera ya manga upara tununji alipo ni fandali yali ngako mpaita umwego umpopigo shikavango kwa atumuitha na fati ya ashike uparatunu njono soko eparatunu de twethimbondi oda ingadi na nwenji twadango paratunu ndo inanu nando 30 ya ngeno shaira kucha yakasindana lera kudengo ntoningo detashunako ya ashike komandango no yemweni opongo akhulifiramo ya aina tche inakhulifiramo na ashiko kwa zapalemana ya taiko shipangero chashino moshilongo shamanguluka yemweno kwa kiyanga umweti umwakhulifira moshilongo shamanguluka ya orugo dine rukwana tango tandi urukupota mano shara kucha o sene natse paka kusano ngatu mo milongo heali na heali mono paka kusongatu ilinge ikucha kambadi hedi do tondi vilipengapa dikaeda demo ya ongene uno kuziro tatamekano rundu ndonoro ne peito no kukadenga ashikene mutu shitaka yapo kambane mono se atira litapita pa menino infantry o communication no ne yakakarata hii tai triste tai kande kwana makakaranga ne o mainyengo gamwe kageri na nenge diche patasano rakakaraka alipone le radio de tu dia turongi ya dakara di jemingo onjo kono na odo muto yone kandina na wana na kucha radio dino kwa yatuti kusakuza peni ayiko paka monangane kucho okuno tadi jemi ngunene ya shono ne inashitu imba na tukalina tuningasha popo ne paka mona kucha gerene radio watirali taipatathana anu mbaeri ko firing position na mbaeri ko observation post neno jara kucho makazo gurupa imwe idi mewiri koro la komanda denja ashipara dodika denge no ka chachoka posta hono ka posa ka dikwani hata ka gadingo orundu hakucho po enhono ya denjo kwa kate kano oshike ka posta kiringaho oshara kucho mirongo heali na etatu ya okuzane mhoshara kucha ukambata idengba ka posta hono ka varaningwa ikeno kuli kamukwatanga nemburu mutu difike pondaturwamo hano kone kalipo kashona dia neno damana kucha chaponge tantu dipagai tatuiko hano katurwa ikemo ka faira no kuliko taka humbata takaziko opo kuza mono pone ndio ite kuchashine taka zane hono korugo di hono chacho rugo di ndono roendo rwalingane mo mewikora komanda Zuru komanda Zuru nasho komanda chacho ishaningwa ngashafa oku tafata hangana ngini ya komanda Mburungango pwali komanda Zuru pwali na komanda Shirongo shairi yangu ni kwalita ta komandi atirali ya akwaita nemba palini na mono chaira kucha otoripone na kwaito enji amwita ndia dimburukani ya mo detachment mono tafikamena kucho detachment ili mengosa wali kuna komanda detachment komanda kakuwa kembali ngonga rushinda ya omanga mba ni taire nayo atirali onga shingane ngeno mbono Josinda popimano oshipapura sha Mungu okangarangi ya no Josi bono sopaliko kwa atirali ya oenji nembano ko inifandali oenji nandi atia nandi ndia shituishi kwa marupe o bazuka ngano no pepesha.
Betty Beatrice Kaula hails from the town of Tsumeb. After witnessing what the colonial regime did to her father and how her family was being treated amongst many other injustices, she decided to join the SWAPO party in 1975 as a youth secretary. Her main aim was to mobilize young men to join the liberation movement in hope for the freedom from the colonial rule.
It comes when my father was tortured by the Boers. When he take the late president out of the country, he was all his life in jail. So to see my father suffering in jail, I decided that I will take up, I did not take up the arms, we did not have the arms. Well, our arms was our mouth to talk to the people, to mobilize the people. So we did not fight physically, but we were trying with our mouth to convince the people so that the country must be liberated. My father was accused of transporting the terrorists. You know, everyone who is SWAPO was called a terrorist. And then they say that he is the one who is transporting the terrorists to the other countries. When I joined the SWAPO party in 1975, I was the secretary for the youth. We were the activists, very young ladies, energetic lady. And I was the secretary, and the late Johnson, Gregorius Johnson was my chairperson. We were so running the streets of Tsumeb, having meetings, and then, you know, as the special field force of the Boers, They were always behind us. They were running about us because we were having meetings at my father's house. And then we also, the place we were targeting was the compound, TCL compound, because there were a lot of men there who could join SWAPO. So as a lady, I supposed not to go in TCL hall, in TCL compound. What we were doing is I will wear an overall and then put on a hat and then go with these men into the compound. And so we were mobilizing these men. While we were, as a secretary, I have to write. I did not talk anything. I was always quiet because if I talk, they will know that it is a lady. So I did not talk. It's only the men who were doing. I was only doing the writing work. It is how we were mobilizing the people here in Chume, and also going from house to house and so on.
Betty Kaula's fight for freedom was through peaceful means, but nevertheless, the colonial regime never saw it as such. Always labeled as a terrorist, she recounts one incident which almost cost her life.
After the war, we have fought, being beaten by the Boers when we have meetings, running every day, leaving our shoes. The one which I will never forget is this one of Oluno, the big rally which was there, where we were there and then the Boers came and then everything was up and down. We took out the t-shirts we were having. I ran into one of the houses and I found a lady cooking there. I took that stick and I started to cook and the lady asked, Oshikoto, Oshikoto. And I said, Meme, Meme, Meme. It's like I was sitting there, I'm one of that house cooking there, only to see people running through that house that day. So that is how we left our shoes, our t-shirt. We came only with brass back to Chume from Oluno.
On the 26th of August 1966, 8 helicopters landed troops of the South African Defence Force and South African Police to attack the guerrilla fighters at Umgulugombashe. At the time of the attack, there were 17 insurgents in the camp. It was first armed engagement of the South African Border War, also known as the Namibian War of Independence. Pendukeni Ivula Itana, a daughter of the soil, currently residing in Oshikoto region, was born in close proximity of the Umgulugombashe military base. Ivula Itana recounts the events of the battle at Umgulugombashe.
I grew up in Umsat region and in proximity to Umgulugombashe. Probably by estimation, you can say my village was about 40, 30 kilometers away from there, and therefore the event of the 26th of August 1966 is still vivid in my memories because that is the first time many of us saw helicopters. Yeah, and even the name itself in Oshiwambo, I think it came from that sound. Yeah, so the news captured the attention of the old and young because thereafter there were so many arrests and so many rumors and so many stories. Now that I have read, I have heard from even the eyewitnesses, I now know actually what happened. That was a camp at Umgulugombashe, which was established by SWAPO fighters who walked on foot from Tanzania at the time, and scouted around the north to find out where they could set up such a training camp, because there were few. They wanted to enlarge the fighting forces within the country. They selected Omugubombashi, and the traditional authority of Upaludi donated that place where the fighters settled and set up their training camp. But then amongst the community, there were those who informed the colonial authorities that there was such a camp, and henceforth the attack in the morning of the 26th of August 1966.
Although the action in itself was of little military significance, it represents the first engagement in what would be a long, intense and ultimately successful conflict. As such, the 26th of August is a day remembered by many Namibians as a day of the heroes.
To tell you the day, the 26th of August 1966, is the day, the important day in the Namibian history, whereby we want to inform the whole world, as well as the Namibian community, the whole. I don't know whether this, our history, about the history of the Namibian independence, which is brought by the 26th of August. In our education level, it is very much important that our school kids just to be learned, taught in the school. What about how it is come, where it is emanated, and then also to give thanks and approach to the President Mwema, who is organized his people in exile, the grand fighter, who encouraged them, who gave them weapons to come and overthrow the government of the South Africa, the racist one, the oppressor of the Namibian people. Those people, the grand fighter, led the first group led by Comrade Aoto, deputed by Simeon Kambo, Comrade Patrick Ungada, or Comrade Nelson Victor, Nelson Kavera, and Angura Shonyeka. These people, they footing from Tanzania through the border of Tanzania and Zambia, Mbeya, carrying their weapons, perpetrators. They were 6 in number, but they managed to go through Zambia and to the Namibian border in Zambia, and then they went footing up to Congo, where they went to decided just to go to meet Elias Kahumba, Kahumba. Then who direct them, who keep them safe until they went to Uvudia, where they established their first reconnaissance base at Uvudia, with the direction to Onganjera, whereby they went up to Uparudi when they met Tatekuru Isaac Shiome, was well known there, who know the terrain, the territory of Omugubombashi, which was well camouflaged. There were enough water, and it's good to hide themselves. Even the dry season, you can find the water. But those people, they fight, and they are determined. They know how to approach our people, the civilian. They organize food. They organize their political to inform what is the aim and the objection of the SWAPO party. what is their aim to go there is to liberate this country from the yoke of the colonial South Africa. But you know that the South Africa regime, assisted by these puppets, they were strong. South Africa, they have a lot of ammunition, weapons, armored cars, everything on his disposal. But he fight with his SWAPO with a minimum weapons, pesha that time, and a 10-gun machine. That is the weapon which SWAPO used at the beginning until the development. When the SWAPO started recruiting the people, the young people, in 74 upwards, and then SWAPO trained together to come in force so that they can move out to the fascist South African regime. These guarantee fighters of SWAPO under the good hand of Comrade Nwama and his Central Committee members. Comrade Peter Nanyemba, who was the Secretary of Defense by then, he was a strong man. He know how to talk to the soldier. He know the tactic. He know the strategy. As we are here, we are strategized by SWAPO. And we know. And then we will never wave. That's why we liberate this country through the barrel of the gun.
Nevertheless, after all what they have been through, the understanding of a hero is not just limited to those who were in the battle alone, but also the many men and women who strives to contribute to the success of this young nation.
A hero is someone who gives of himself, of putting his life at a great risk for the greater good of others. A Namibian hero is somebody who have contributed to the country. Not only to liberate the country, a hero can be somebody who have done really something to lift up the community. Is also a hero. If I'm lifting up the community, I'm a hero. Or if I have done something for the people, I'm a hero. Like people who are working with disability people, they are heroes because it is hard work to do this job.
Heroes of our land. Today we stand with heads held high to remember those who did not shy. Beneath Namibia's wide blue skies, we honor heroes who did try. From Ongulumbashe's first fight, where brave hearts made their stand so right, Mandume Ndemfayo's spirit bold, Hosea Kustako's stories told. Through deserts, vast and mountains steep, they made a promise they would keep. Hendrik Witbooi, strong and true, fought for a future bright and new. Not just in battles, fierce and tough, but in their everyday love. Our heroes lived with grace and pride, and dreamt of freedom far and wide. Sam Nujoma, who led the way, in modern times he paved the day, and many more, both known and unknown, who gave their all, who bravely fought. We gather to celebrate the sacrifice so brave, so great, for every name and every life is part of history's ongoing strive. From leaders who first showed the way, to those who still fight today, we honor all those who worked and strive to keep Namibia's hopes alive. So let's raise our voices to the sky, beneath Namibia's blue sky, for heroes past and those ahead, for every brave soul, living or dead. With grateful hearts, we stand as one, remembering all that they have done. In unity, we move along, for Namibia's journey has just begun.